Welcome to EVE Online, I'm Major Freak. This is a bit of theory crafting on Confessor. I think this was an old Alliance doctrine fit that I took a gander at and just saved. I wanted to have one Confessor, so I just saved it on a character, this one. And I took a relook at it because I'm getting serious about actually fielding it, possibly. Might be useful. I have a couple of deacons and I've got a few confessors I'm not using, so why not refit it? So I took a look at it. And first thing I went to was the capacitor. So a Tech 2. Okay, we've got a Tech 2. What kind of boosters are we using? And I checked it out, and it's 400. So I'm like, okay, is a Tech 2 going to be even useful because of the expanded volume? So I went and checked out the capacity, and it's 15. The capacity of, I'll actually bring up the, this will be easiest, compare tool. Bring up the compare tool, and I'll show you the different types of boosters here. And they're okay, so their volume. All right, so they're using 400s on a capacitor that has 15, but the meta-named, the small compact, has using less CPU and has 12 volumes. So why the hell aren't you using the 12 volumes? I'm like, all right, well, let's see what kind of cap can I put in there that's more useful than the 400. I mean, you just can't stuff the biggest in there. It makes no sense whatsoever. So it's like, screw that. Get rid of this. We'll put in, well, 6 is just going to be just as useless because you could only fit in the same amount you could with the meta named. So I'm like, screw that, go down to the 4.5. And that'll give us 3 instead of 2 that we'd get using the meta name, right? You go drop down to this and you get 5 instead of 4. Could this work? Could you be cap stable? Of course you could. So why wouldn't you go down to the lesser, right? Are you worried about cap stability being nuded? If you're close enough for getting nuded, you're going to be scrammed and you're going to cut this out. You're going to be slower. You're probably going to have a it'll be, sorry, let's bring this up. This is defensive posture. Typically, you won't have a lot. This is your holes. If you bring up your defensive, you got a bit more, less of hole, but you're still vulnerable mostly to gallente stuff, which is going to get in close, and they're probably going to have a nude on them. And yeah, but this is not a brawler, so what are you doing, right? Why are you worrying about newt stability when you're going up against something you're supposed to keep range on? And kite, this is no anti-nuding boat, so what are you doing? So just that didn't make any sense whatsoever. Could we drop down to an even lower one? I don't think so. I'll pop it in here. Can I move it up here? No, apparently not. All right, so that's 2.25. Going down to 50. What's that? 1.15. That'll be 10. I could put 10 in there. I don't think that's going to cut it. Let's check it out. Yeah, no. So yeah, the 100 will be just good enough. It'll be fine. And I can put more in than I can with the smaller ones. So this takes advantage of the reason I'm using a Tech 2. Why wouldn't I? You know, it's just silly. And here it has restrained. Why are you using restrained? It you don't have a, there's no by the way, there's no there's enduring. You can use the enduring. Let's try the enduring. Could you make the enduring work, right? Would it be more useful than the restrained, right? So we've got enduring 2.10 and you've got restrained 2.12. So there's hardly any difference. So we're using cap boosters. Why the hell are you using restrained with a cap booster? There's no point to having enduring or restrained when you're depending on a cap booster, period. So just put in the Tech 2 micro warp drive and be done with it, you know. So we've got minus 0.5 power. So we've got to deal with the power. Let's deal with that right now. Also, why do you have 8? Have 16 in there, for Christ's sake. And why do you, there? It's a quick firing. Why do you have only 4? It makes no sense. What are you doing? Yeah, I'm sorry. I tend to rant about doctrine fits. It's like, where did you learn your theory crafting? Are you a year old, for Christ's sake? So we've got 100s in there. Let's stuff that full. 112 sounds good. All right. Is 112 going to be super expensive? Are you being silly? Are you adding too much to the loot box? Oops. 2 million? No. You're fine. All right. Okay, so that's dealt with. Now we just need to lower the power. So now what did I do to, right, of course. Why do you have, it's an expensive ship. Why do you have cheap, what are you thinking? What is the mindset behind that? It's only 2 million. Now, 3 million, 2 million. Now, what? Sorry, wrong one. Current renter, there we go. Market. Yeah, it's like just under 3 million. Fit it in, for Christ's sake. All right, so you got 3.3. Let's take a look at some other stuff we can do. Let's check this out. Imperial Navy, could we use, it's 11. This is 10. Well, there's actually a good deal right now for the Imperial Navy 200. Normally it's 20. So, stuff this in. Bam. You've got that, and that allows you to put in an automated targeting system to let you know when you're being primaried by everybody. You know, you got your primary, you get your primary, but if somebody else is a team primacy, you're gonna fill that up, and you go, I need armor. So that's always helpful.